exciting for the Grand Chess Tour. I think particularly for French chess and for the game of chess in general. I mean, one of the things that chess has been starved of in most Western countries is exposure on television. I think that's really inhibited its growth as a sport. And this is potentially an enormous breakthrough for us, particularly because this is, not just a production company. This is a mainstream channel in France, a mainstream subscription channel. And what I particularly like about it is this is not only is it Canal Plus, it's Canal Plus Sport. So we're pushing chess as a sport.
Actually, I'm very happy. I think that's the first time that the tournament has ever been played on a closed set. So it's an unusual experience also for the players. I still haven't asked them about if the concentration is affected. How do they feel? Do they feel like they're on the movie set? I compared it in a way to a Woody Allen movie because I like them very much, and I hope that they will be as popular one day.
The players have to act almost, in a certain ways differently to normal. They have to actually. Things are not as relaxed. There are sort of higher standards and certain things that they can't do. For example, certain areas today in the studio where they couldn't walk without blocking camera angles, we had to organise that. And also they had to be in place a lot longer before the start of the games. And there's certain things to do with dress codes, you don't wear checks and all that kind of thing that they have to take into account of. But all of these things I think are very manageable and well worth doing.
I think there is quite an interest in France for chess programs, and I think we are following a certain trend. So last year we did broadcast from La Maison de la Chimie, and the hall was full every day. Public was ecstatic. So this time we are trying to do a television show, so maybe this will be a tradition already next year.
One of the things about poker is that always impressed me. I went to see Presentable Productions, who I think were the first company to do poker in the UK. One of the great things about it is that you've got clarity, first of all, of the situation that you're looking at. You know who's winning. You know when someone, which I think is great, you know when Gus Hansen's made a brilliant move, perhaps before he does, and you know when he's made a terrible mistake in the poker players made a terrible mistake before they do. Same thing is here. Using the assessment bar, using the computer. Someone who doesn't play chess at all can go, that Magnus Carlsen, he's just played a really stupid move. What I want is some living in a living room somewhere in Nice. It's somebody go, God, Wesley So's just played like an idiot. And that guy might not know anything about chess, but he'll know for sure that a mistake has been made on the board.
It's not so easy maybe to understand chess at the beginning, but as soon as this effort has been done, you grasp this notion of aesthetic beauty, of beautiful moves. I think that what we're doing now is trying to maybe simplify, explain chess games for the general public, but we're also educating the generations. The way that poker tournaments are broadcasted, it's like in a very American, spectacular way. So I think we have quite a lot to learn. But I also think that French has this elegant manner to broadcast and also to explain things. So it's a sort of a harmony which we'll have to keep here, and I think which French public likes very much. So it suits the spectators.
Now that we've got something to show and something to sell, perhaps next year, it won't be a huge jump to encourage other television companies in other countries. I rather hope that when the Norwegian television started to produce their programs, that this might generate some interest, but we haven't been able to capitalize on it. However, with something like this, which is specifically Grand Chess Tour, and we can sell it as Grand Chess Tour, perhaps we'll have a better chance, because it's really quite easy, I would say, to make programs in other languages. Once you've got the footage, it's really, really easy to have your own commentary team in place in a different language and do it. We do it in the chess world on the internet, right? So there's no reason why it can't be replicated in other countries, but it's going to require some work, of course.